homemade truffle salami. Sure, you can find the recipe in our book, but don't worry, now I'll show you all the passages in the video after the intro. First of all, we need to put our salami casing or our gut. This is a salami casing from pig. The dimension is 38/40 millimeter. We put at least 1.5 meter in half liter of water with 1 tablespoon of white vinegar. This one you should store in the fridge. Maybe you can add a little bit of salt, just in case. Don't know if you can notice the speck in the prosciutto. And this one we put apart. Now I will read you the ingredient directly from our book, Homemade Cold Cuts, Italian style. You can buy our book on Amazon. If you already buy it, or if you already bought it, let us know down in the comment if you like it or not. And this is an ingredient for 1 kilogram of meat. After you should make the proportion if you do more meat. We need 300 grams of pork fat. You can use the back or the belly. 400 grams of lean pork. You can use the arm of the shoulder. 300 grams of lean beef, 50 grams of fresh truffle or preserved truffle in oil, 28 grams of sea salt, 2 grams of all black pepper, 300 ml of red wine, and half clove of garlic. Yesterday night I put already the garlic in the wine. In the book we wrote 1 clove, but because they were very small I put 2. But up to you, not only with that, but also, for example, with the truffle, because some people like more strong taste in the salami, and also all the ingredients are different, so you need to taste it, because some truffle is called summer truffle, so is less strong, because in the summer they are less powerful. Or when you buy like this, preserved, sometimes they add some increase of flour, so some chemical aroma, so be careful, because if the taste is too strong, after your salami will be too strong. But don't worry, when you taste all the ingredients, you know the proportion. Maybe the first time will be not so powerful or too powerful, the taste of the truffle, so up to you. Next time will be perfect if you use always the same ingredient. It's similar when you make salami with chili powder or chili pepper, or the fresh chili cream like anduja or soppressata. Some people like more strong, some people like more mild, some people use a kind of chili that is very powerful, so you need to put less, or some chili are not so strong, so you need to put a double. You need to practice, don't worry, will be not a problem. Everything will be spectacular. If you have some doubt, you can write me in the comment. Now we need to clean our meat, so we remove the skin from the belly, the bones, and especially if you see some piece of blood, you need to remove it. You know, you will spoil your salami. After I will cut in big chunk that can enter here in the meat mincer, the meat grounder. If you don't have this machine, don't worry, you can do everything with a knife. You take one knife that is cutting very well, and you cut with 2 knives, like I showed already in other videos, because when I am in Thailand, I don't have these tools, so I do everything with a knife, and the salami are spectacular. So let's clean the meat, mince everything, and after we can add the other ingredients. Remember to remove also the skin between the different part of meat, like this one, this soft part, because it's no fat, so the firm fat is perfect for the salami. The other one is no good, so you can remove it. But don't worry, if you follow all the steps, everything will be spectacular. And please be careful, don't cut yourself, especially if you use knife, super sharp. To mix better and easier the meat, now that I grounded, I will put 1 piece of pork meat, 1 piece of pork belly, 1 piece of beef, and so on. In this way, already the meat will be mixed. With a grinder like this, it's super easy. In 2 minutes, you already have the meat cut. Now we add the salt, the pepper, the wine, at the end the truffle, but the ingredients that I read before you find the book are per 1 kilogram of meat. So how you should do it? Here, for example, I have 1 kilogram, 0.7. So the salt is 28 grams. It's a little bit more than usual because we don't use any pink salt or coarse salt or preserved salt, only sea salt without iodium. So better a little bit salty, that 2-3 grams more for 1 kilogram will be nothing. So in few words, you know the video will be too long. Don't worry, follow the recipe. How you can make the proportion? All the ingredients you need to multiply for the kilogram. So here is 1.7 per 28 gram. So you know the salt. The pepper is 2 gram, 2 gram per 1.7, and you know the amount of pepper that you need with this, all the other ingredients, with the wine, with the truffle, and so on. Same things for the other recipe that you find here on the channel or on the book. So now let's put the salt, the pepper, and the wine. But what are you doing without gloves? Yes, some people is scary because they don't use the gloves, but we are doing a traditional recipe. So only sea salt and also with the hands. If you ask to your grandpa, they never use gloves, but they have always used the hands. You need to work the meat until the meat become a little bit sticky. Now I will add the truffle, only the truffle, no the oil. The oil I will keep it and I will use, or you can use it, when you make the salsiccia di bra. You can find the recipe here on the channel and for sure in the book. The smell is already spectacular. Now we should put the meat in the gut. I will use the machine because I have it with this fennel, and you need to also change this part inside. Be careful, you know, you pinch again the meat and after will be too small for this style of salami. Is not appropriate. If you have no this machine, you can use a fennel, a big one like I've done in the past. You put the gut here and you can stuff the meat using the hands. Don't worry, everything will be spectacular. Now with a string, we need to tighten it. I'm not finished, but I don't want to wait longer because with the video is always a problem. You need to have the gut a little bit wet. So now with a kitchen I forgot the name in English, sorry, spago. We need to tie it and maybe keep the line. Decide you the dimension of your salami. Ta-da! Huh? Before I broken the gut, but don't worry, it can happen. You will hang it like this differently. Don't worry. And also you need to decide how long you should make it, because where you will store it, I will store in the fridge with the prosciutto, so like this will be perfect. Now I go ahead with all the other meat, and after we need to take a nail and make the holes. In this way the air trapped inside will go out. If you see some air pocket, you can pinch directly, so you will help the air to go out. So now I make all these holes on the gut, and after we should hang them at room temperature. I will hang it 12 hours, and after I will put in the fridge. Why 12 hours? Because at the moment I have 30 Celsius degree and the humidity is 57%. So maybe more than 12 hours will be too much. If you do this in the winter, for example, you can keep 24 hours at room temperature. After all this job, now I deserve a very cold beer. So you need to hang at room temperature, we say, for 12 hours, because now is summer in Italy. Please be careful where you hang it. If there is flies and go on the salami, we spoil it. So here I have the mosquito net in the window, so there is no flies. If you have some doubt or you are a little bit worried, you can cover with a kitchen towel or with that material they usually we use for homemade cheese. Or if you have a wardrobe that is dedicated for this kind of stuff, like kitchen cabinets, you can close inside. Please remember to put something under, because some drops of liquid will drop from your salami. The meat that remain inside the machine, like this one, is a truffle meat, so perfect with eggs. So now I will make a hamburger, and on the top I will put a fried egg with the yellow still super soft. Will be spectacular. Okay guys, see you tomorrow morning. After 12 hours, we can hang them with the other cold cuts and put in the fridge. I check also the weight, so we will know if they are drying properly. Now the mold from the prosciutto and from the speck will spread on the salami, so perfect. In this way you don't need a starter for the mold, but you can use another cold cut, like I showed already in a different video. So see you in a few days, because I will update you when the mold will attack our truffle salami. Today is a check-in day. Remember every 2 weeks, every month, to check your cold cuts. Now I will check the truffle salami after 2 weeks. Yes, I don't know if you have noticed already the mold that is on the salami after only 2 weeks is already spectacular, super easy, because the mold was already on the speck. If you have no cold cut in your fridge, don't worry. If you buy one that have the mold outside, usually is white because after they brush the salami, you can put in the same container, we can say in the same fridge or in the same basement, and the mold that is on one salami will spread on the other. So if the mold is white or a little bit blue-green like the blue cheese, is perfect. And if you have it, it's much better because will help your salami to dry properly, not to be too dry outside and moist inside, but will dry in a balanced way, we can say. And also will improve the taste of your salami. So now I will check all these groups. I don't know what to say. Maybe you can write down in the comment. How do you call a bunch of salami like this together? So I will check, let you know how many percent of weight they lost or they lose in 2 weeks. So it's very important that you check them because after only 2 weeks, they already lose 40% of their weight, more or less. I will write the number here. If I tell all this number, will be a bit confusion, but you can read it here on the screen. So probably in few days, I will cut one and I will do the testing, and also up to you. Some people like more firm, some people like more soft, so you need to decide how we can stop the drying process. If you are find the right consistencies, you vacuum them and you keep storing them in the fridge. If they are vacuum, they will remain like you vacuum them, so with the same humidity, and you can store in the fridge for months. But don't worry, this is one dinner with the friends, this is another dinner, so probably here another dinner too. So in 3/4 dinner with friends, your salami are gone. Okay, see you in few days for the testing. After 20 days they are ready for sure, and now I have time to do the tasting, to record the video. So now I will cut one of these with a lot of mold and I will test it. The other one I will vacuum. Remember, in this way you stop the drying process. The smell is perfect, the color also. Now I remove the skin. Okay, so also the skin is easy to remove, so it's a good sign. And I take half glass of homemade beer. I have the dispenser, super easy. Let's test it. Spectacular. With the bread. Really, really spectacular. With homemade beer, even better. Okay guys, remember to subscribe to the channel, to like it, to also share this video with your friends. If you have tried to make this salami, let us know down in the comment. If you bought the book also, let us know down in the comment. And now we'll put the other. I will vacuum them, but I think they will last probably only 1 week, so maybe tomorrow I should start a new bunch. Spectacular. Bye bye.